Right. Morning. Come. Right. Today we're going to be worms. And Henry can see you, so we're going to try to get that sensation of being really mobile and loosey as the worms are. So that's kind of the sensation we want to have at the end of the class. Especially if you're like Gabby, and then you did surfing yesterday with mom, then you feel like, yeah. Do you want to be a worm today? Yeah. And feel loosey, woosy? Right. So, everyone come into your mat. We're going to start used to seat, initially thinking about imagining ourselves being worms. We're going to bring our hands together, interlace the fingers, grow tall. We're going to imagine that we are worms. That's it. So wiggle with your upper body around. Get as loose as you can. Close the eyes and look at each other. Just imagine you're worms. Imagine you're wiggling. Worms are all the time on top of each other, so you can cross. You can move side to side. You can bring the hands forward and then keep going loosey woosy. And slowly, if you're forward, use look in between your hands. Bring your hands kind of as wide as your shoulders or maybe a little bit wider. You're going to try to push yourself forward with the feet kind of crossing. Ready, Gabby? We're going to try to move forward. Loosey woosey woo. Then if you can, you just release down into the mat. Opposite side to go. So release your feet. Hands forward. Once again, bring the hands together and imagine you're a worm. You can bring your buttocks up, your buttocks down, your feet up, your feet down. You can wiggle side to side. You can go one side to the other. Just imagine being a worm. Imagine feeling like a worm and going around as worms. Or later, we're going to practice our worm movement, but for now, we're just imagining how loose the worms can be. Beautiful. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, little worms, and push yourself back into child's pose. So we're going to imagine we are little worms that are used starting the day. They are cuddling inside their burrows. And as we did with the adults class, we're going to imagine we're bringing our chest in between the legs. Really getting loose into the arms. Walk your hands towards the right as we did into the adults class, same thing. Opening the side of your body. Then towards the left. You can cross yourself on top of your partner. Yes. Use your friend, your mom, your brother. You can find more space. Nice. Return to center. Look in between your hands. You're thinking yourself as a worm, so you're going to first bring your chin and your chest in between their hands. So move forward, and just keep the chin and the chest down. Only the chin and the chest. Buttocks up, Gabby. Stay here. Then you're as a worm, you can move the buttocks side to side. And then you're gonna push back into your child's pose. No, how? You can using the hands, push back. Knees strongly into the mat. Nice. We're gonna try to do this 5 times, okay? Move as worms, really close to the mat. Forward. Your buttocks is still up, then back, as close to the mat as you can. Without lifting, try not to lift, Gabby. You can try. Right. And then again, forward, keeping the chin close to the mat all the time. You can leave your feet up, it gives you a little bit more space. Then back. Ow. Yeah. Last two. Keep the chin. And then elbows down. Push back. Better, Gabby, better. Keep the knees open. Keep the knees open. It's easier you have the knees open. The last one. Then stay here. Then just release your belly down. Little worms. Hands outside the mat. Inhale, open. Wiggle. Wiggle as a worm. Wiggle as a worm. Wiggle as a worm. Down. Hands a little bit closer towards the chest, just a little bit. Inhale up, then wiggle, 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 down. Hands a little bit closer, then up, then wiggle, 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 down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Keep into your toe, into your fingers if you can. And then up, and then wiggle, 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 wiggle. Release down. Tuck your toes. Bend the knees. Push back. Little worms into your child's pose. Now we're going to move into downward facing dog. So you start to press into the mat. Press your feet. Downward facing dog. Because your Loosy Woosy worms, you can walk and you can try to bring your chest down or your head down into the mat. Yeah? Loosy, Loosy? Loosy Woosy worm? Let's start. Right, bring your right leg up. Because your Loosy worm, you can bend the knee. Open, open, really finding that looseness. Then you can wiggle your feet as it was a worm. Wiggle. Go a little bit forward, Mollito. Mollito. Wiggle your feet, wiggle your feet. Imagine you're still wiggly, worm into your feet. And move forward, move that foot forward. And then you place it on the outside of your right hand. Nice. Now wiggle, move forward and back, wiggle for space, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're gonna return us where we were. So we're going to lift the leg and then wiggle, wiggle the leg, open the chest, wiggle the leg. This leg is gonna try to move towards the back, opening your chest. And then maybe release it, open the chest, then keep wiggling, 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 and return. The foot keeps wiggling up, wiggling, wiggling, and releases down. Nice. You did it, Gabby. You did it, Bill. Everyone did it. Left leg up. Wiggle the leg. Move around. Like if it was a worm getting outside the earth, being like, hello, hit me. You're gonna hit me. Wiggle the leg. Now start to wiggle that leg forward. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Bring it on the outside of your left hand. Then wiggle back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, strongly press into the hands. That wiggly worm of your left foot is going to raise up. Wiggle, wiggle, and slowly it's going to start opening your chest. The wiggly worm of your foot is going to release down into the mat. Open. Nice, Gabby. Keep wiggling around. And slowly start to return. Center. Keep the wiggling warm up. Keep the wiggling warm up. Wiggle, wiggle, and wiggle. Nice. Righty. Let's add into the pose. We have 3 parts of this sequence. So this is part 1. Ready? So we're going to bring your right wiggly worm of your leg up. Then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle it all the way to the front of the mat outside of your right hand. Once again, we're going to wiggle back and forward. Yeah? Now you're going to bring your hands up, then you're going to wiggle the whole body. Wiggle into the crescent. Wiggle, woo. Wiggle. You can use your brothers and mom as balance, and then wiggle around. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Extend the legs. Keep wiggling, keep wiggling, keep wiggling. Ah! Then turn to the center. Keep wiggling side to side. Your worms, imagine you're like one of these wiggly worms in front of the kind of car sellers that moves like this.
That's not a worm, it's like a balloon.
It's like a balloon, but it's like a worm, looks like a worm.
It moves like a worm, but it doesn't look like one.
Bend the knees, keep wiggling around. Add a little bit of wiggling into your body. Keeping a worm. Worm has a lot of space. Last part, the worm starts to go back down into the earth,
Into the hole.
into the hole, into the hump. Wiggling here. You can bring the hands down and just wiggle your chest. You can wiggle the legs. Or you can bring your hands against opposite elbows and just wiggle everything. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And this worm is going to wiggle its way back. Hands move forward into the low crescent as we were at the beginning, and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Strongly press into the mat. Wiggle your leg up, your warm leg up. That warm leg is going to go to the back. Open, open, open into your wide thing. Then slowly return to center. Nice, Gabby. Wiggle your leg up. Last time. Release it. Right, left leg. Ready? Wiggle your left leg up. Wiggle it, open the space, wiggle it. That wiggly foot is going to move all the way to the front. Wiggle back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. Press strongly into your feet. Your hands are going to go up. Then you're going to go into a crescent. Then keep wiggling, 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 wiggling without losing the balance. Wiggling, wiggling. You can wiggle a little bit the legs. Extend the legs, keep wiggling without losing the balance. Wiggling. Oh, God, it's making me lose the balance. So you would move to the wall, looking at the right side of the wall. Keep wiggling. Maybe bend the knees. Add the wiggle. Imagine you're one of these kind of worms that are getting out of the earth, and it's just like saying, hi, I'm here. Wiggle, wiggle. Continue the wiggle all the way down. Wiggle sun, back to earth. Where is my wiggle monkey? I cannot see wiggle monkey. Keep wiggling down, finding a space into your legs. Beautiful. Move all the way to the front. Wiggle back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Strongly press into the mat. Lift that wiggly leg, that wiggly leg, that open, open. Wiggle a little bit here and release and say hello. Yeah, nice guy. Keep the foot up, wiggle, wiggle, and release. If you need a break, knees down. Gabby needs a break, so we're going to take a break. The poor worm needs to go down into earth and cuddle. We have one more part to go. We have done 2. Ready, Gabby? Wait. Wait. Okay, keep wiggling into your small leg. Ready? Gabby's ready. Downward facing dog. Ready? Come on, downward facing dog. Last part of the sequence. Your wiggly right leg is going to go up. Wiggle it. You know where we're going. That wiggly feet is going to find its way all the way to the front. It's wiggle foot because it's simple. Now wiggle forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Same as last time. Now wiggle your hands back and front. Find the balance. Then wiggle side to side. Wiggle.
I love that.
Wiggle. Gabby lost the balance. Wiggle. Bend the front knee, Gabby.
I can put it.
Wiggle. You can help each other. Wiggle. Extend the legs. Try not to lose the balance. Wiggle. Ooh.
You need to do
You can lift the foot or not.
Okay.
Then return to seeing the left side of the wall. Wiggle. 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 Bend the knees. Toes out. Heels in. Wiggle around. Make this time go all around. Side to side. Wiggle everything. And then move all the way down as we were doing before. So the worm is now into the earth. And we're going to wiggle the hands. Press your right hand into the center of the mat. The left hand raises and then wiggles. Wiggles. Maybe it wiggles to the front. And then tickles the front person. Maybe it wiggles to the back. If you have something to the back. Then the wiggly hand is going to cross underneath the left one. You're going to bend the front knee. Then you're going to continue wiggling your arm to the side. Return to center. Opposite hand. Left hand goes to the center of the mat. Lift your right wiggly hand. You have somebody in front. You can wiggle your way around to tickle it. Tickle that person. Tickle, 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 tickle.
No.
Yes. Okay, continue wiggling. Continue wiggling your hand. Then that hand is going to go into that little hole made by your left hand. Then it's going to wiggle around. Then keep twisting into that wiggly side. Wiggly side. Nice. The worm is going to lift. And now it's going to start opening, then going very tall and long, and maybe the wiggly worm can stay down. Nice, last part of the sequence. So you have another worm in front of you. You're going to wiggle your way inside the earth. Ready?
Okay.
Hands forward. Wiggle in front, wiggle forward into the earth. Wiggle forward, like La Macarena, yeah? Wiggle forward. You can push the person in front of you. Wiggle forward. Wiggle more. I know you can more, Gabby.
I know it. Okay, that.
Wiggle. Wiggle. Wiggle your way around. Trying to touch the mat. Wiggle it. You go down, stay down, don't go up, you stay down as low as you can, and wiggle your way around. Wiggle your way around. Lift your wiggly hands. Bring your hands to the back. We're going to wiggle the legs. So sit into your buttocks and then wiggle the legs. Wiggle the legs. You can wiggle the legs into the front first, into the forearm worm, and then tickle the front worm. Or you can just wiggle the legs, wiggle the legs, wiggle the legs, wiggle the legs. Then we're going to move towards the front of the mat. Keep going, wiggling, 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 wiggling. Extend, cycle your legs, wiggling them. And we're going to try to do something fun now that you're loosey woosey and try to lift. Ready? You're going to try to lift. So you're going to bring your heels very close to your body. These worms, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to lift without using the hands. Yeah? So you're going to go down.
Okay.
Leave your wiggly toes. First of all, you're going to just move the legs. Wiggle them around. Find the space. Knee, heels down. Ready?
Sure.
Now you're going to bring the knees into the chest, then try to move forward and lift. Maybe.
Oh, stand up?
Like a stand up, yeah.
Oh, stand up. Okay, I thought it was only sit down.
And then as we raise up, we wiggle. We wiggle. We're going to do it one more time. Bend the knees, buttocks down, extend, wiggle the legs, wiggle the hands. Keep wiggling here. Woo. Ready?
Yep.
Knees to the chest. And forward. And then wiggle. Last time, Gabi.
Yeah.
Bend the knees. Sit. Extend legs and hands up. Wiggle. 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 Ready? We're going to try to do it in one without that much of effort, yeah. I don't know how to say that. It's called impulso in Spanish, but
Impulse.
Impulse, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Impulse.
Right. Ready, set, go. And then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Release down. Release down. These worms are gonna jump back. Wiggle into your plank. Wiggle into the knees. And return into the hole.
Child's pose.
Yeah. So we have the whole sequence completed. We only need to do it on the left side. The last part is very fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Little worms, start to leave your heads. Move forward. Chest up. Toes into the ground, downward facing dog. Ready? Left leg goes up. Wiggle your leg. Wiggle your leg. Send that leg to the front, into the outside. Wiggle back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. Wiggle your way up. And up into your crescent. Up. Extend the front leg. Keep wiggling. Move to the wall. Sideward. Keep wiggling. Add
Your
the
mouth is
wiggle.
full of red things.
Yeah, I know, my mat is disintegrating. Wiggle side to side. Side to side. Whoa. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Start to go down. Down. And down.
And now?
And down. Now, your right hand is going to stay in the center. Yes?
Yeah.
You're going to wiggle your left hand up. Maybe he's going to find somebody into the back to tickle. Then it's going to go underneath the hole that is created by the left. And it's going to try to go to touch the foot. And then continue wiggling into the body. Left hand down. Same thing. Right. Lift your right. Wiggle it. Wiggle it. Maybe find somebody into the back and tickle them. And find the hole that is underneath your right hand and then wiggle towards the other side, trying to grab your foot. Wiggle it, wiggle it. Bend the knees, try to continue the wiggle as you start making your stance, your feet a lot separated. Lift your foot and sit. Nice. Now wiggle, hands up, wiggle. Wiggle, you can wiggle to one side and to the other. Wiggle, wiggle. You can go wiggling back and forth. Or you can just wiggle forward, hands forward, then continue to wiggle your way down. Nice, yeah, you can trust me. Stay down. Find engagement on the each side of your legs, of your wiggly, wormy legs. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wiggle up, wiggle up. Release any tension. Hands to the back. You're going to lift the legs, wiggle them around, then start to move towards the front of the mat. Keep wiggling the legs. Like a bicycle. Or like different, like
Baby shark.
like a baby shark. Yeah, you can do baby shark. Then just release down into the mat. Wiggle the legs up, wiggle the hands up. Nice. These wiggly legs are just going to release a little bit. Before we're gonna finish, we're just going to wiggle as quick and as strong as you can, okay? Ready? We're going to do this for 20 seconds. We're just going to wiggle like you were like, ready?
Like being electrocuted.
Like being kind of electrocuted, yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Set, go. Wiggle, strong, fast. You're very funny worms. You're worms that had lots of chocolate and maybe coffee.
Or breakdancing.
Or like, yeah, or breakdancing worm, yeah. Hold for 10 more seconds. Woo. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay, and then the wiggly worms are just going to go down. These wiggly worms are really tired. Are you tired, wiggly worm?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're tired. The wiggly worms are just going to go to sleep for about a minute. Imagine you're into the earth, feeling really warm and cozy. Release any warming sensations. Keep that wiggly sensation all the time in your body. Feel you're loose and spacious. Slowly start to just move your toes. Open and close them. Open and close them. Open and close them. You can wiggle your toes as well. You can really focus in on bringing movement to your toes. So we're going to start to find movement from the toes up. Really focus on the toes, opening and closing them. This is a good exercise if you're waking up for school, especially now after like 5-6 months being at home. Start by just opening and closing your toes. Circle your feet around. Circle them.
Circle them to the other side. Bend the knees. Move your legs side to side. Bring the knees to the chest or the legs up, whatever you prefer. Allow the wiggly legs to move to the right side. Open your chest to the left. Finding the last time used to get that sensation of wiggling and space. Then legs are going to go to the opposite side. And your arm is going to open towards the right, twisting. And release everything to the left side. You're gonna cuddle here. Gabby cuddles here. Using your hands, make your way up. Gabby doesn't want to go out of the cuddle. Go back into your sitting positions as you were doing at the beginning. Bring your hands into the knees and then wiggle around, wiggle around, wiggle around. Hands into prayer. Then these worms are slowly going to go back into earth. Wiggle their way down into earth. On top of the other worm. Thanks for coming, guys. Hopefully you have this wiggly sensation, this wormy wiggling sensation all day around. You like it, Gabby?
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea is to feel loosey woosy. And if you're starting school and then you feel sometime like, oh, I really don't want to go to school, especially as now winter starts to come, just find that like sensation of wiggling around. Bye.
Bye-bye.